Today, I only have 2 riddles for you, but they're not going to be easy. Let's see if you can crack them. On a remote island, there are 10 inhabitants. All of them are perfect logicians, always making the most rational choices. Problem is that they have been imprisoned on the island since birth, and there's no escape. Still, any prisoner can approach a guard at night and ask to leave the island. If the person has green eyes, they'll be allowed to leave. If their eyes aren't green, they'll be tossed into a volcano. So, of course, no one ever took the risk. But the thing is that all 10 of them have green eyes, but none of them knows that. And there's no way to find it out. They have been living there all their lives without any mirrors or reflections. They see each other every day during the morning lineup and see each other's eye color, but they're not allowed to communicate. One day, a new guard decided to help them by making a seemingly harmless announcement. At least one of you has green eyes. On the 10th night, all prisoners have left. How did they figure it out? Feel free to pause the video and think about it. Okay, let's play the situation out as if there were just 2 prisoners, Ava and Ben. Both of them have green eyes, but they don't know their own eye color. When they hear your statement, Ava and Ben see the eye color of the other one, but don't have the confidence that their own eyes are green too. The night passes, and of course, none of them leaves. When they both see each other the next day, they realize something. Ava realizes that if Ben saw that she didn't have green eyes, he would understand that the one person with green eyes was him and would have left the island that night. But he didn't. It makes Ava realize that Ben saw her green eyes and wasn't sure. So, Ava figures that if she has green eyes, Ben's logic works the exact same way, and he figures that his eyes are green too. So, now they both know it, and the second night, they both leave. Now, if there were 3 people on the island, Ava, Ben, and Kara, each of them sees 2 green-eyed people, but they aren't sure if the other 2 people also see 2 green-eyed people or just 1. So no one leaves the first night. In the morning, they see each other again, but they still can't be sure about their own eye color. Kara thinks that if her eyes aren't green, then Ava and Ben were watching one another, like in the scenario with 2 people when they only figured out the eye color after 1 night. So, now that the night has passed, if it's just them who have the green eyes, they must have figured it out and will leave the second night. But in the morning, everyone is still there, so Kara realizes that Ava and Ben weren't just watching each other, but Kara too. So she must have green eyes too. Ava and Ben had the same logic going on and came to the same conclusion about themselves. So, on the third night, all 3 of them leave. The logic will be the same regardless of the number of prisoners. In the case of 10 of them, each will see 9 green-eyed people and will wonder if other people see 9 or 8 green-eyed people. Assuming their own color is not green, they'll be observing the behavior of others for 9 nights, because that's the time 9 green-eyed people would need to figure out they are all green-eyed. But when on the morning after the 9th night, everyone is still there. Each one of them realizes that they had green eyes too, and they all leave on the 10th night. It's interesting how the information everyone already had anyways becomes a powerful key to escape. It happens because once announced, everyone starts keeping track of others and their behavior, motivated by the same goal. This 100-story building is an egg museum with 1 valuable egg presented on each floor. The city's most reckless criminal, Jade, already has her eye on it. She wants to steal an egg, but now she needs to figure out which one. You see, eggs vary. The first floor has the least valuable egg, and every next floor has a more expensive one than the one before it, up to the 100th floor, storing the most valuable one of them. Jade's plan is to sneak into the building, take an egg, and throw it out the window of the floor where it is stored. Her assistant, a monkey, will pick it up from the ground and will hide it safely. Of course, there are a few problems with this plan. First, an egg can break when it hits the floor. So even though Jade wants the most expensive egg, if it breaks from falling off the 100th floor, it'll have no more value. So, Jade has to steal the most valuable egg that won't break from its trip down the building. She has 2 perfect replicas. They are not valuable, but she can use them to test the strength of the museum's egg by throwing them out of the windows. One way to do it is to start from the first floor and go up 1 floor until she finds the highest floor where an egg survived. But this can take up to 100 throws, and of course it'll draw a lot of unnecessary attention to her. So, she needs to find the most valuable egg that's possible to steal, having as little number of tests as possible. What should be Jade's strategy? I'll give you time, but feel free to pause the video to think. Here are the conditions once again. There are 100 floors with 100 eggs. The first floor has the least valuable egg, and the 100th floor has the most valuable one. Still, eggs on all floors are equally sturdy. Jade has 2 replica eggs that aren't valuable but are absolutely identical to the museum's eggs in terms of sturdiness. Once a replica is smashed, it can't be used anymore. There are just 2 replicas and more can't be obtained. Every egg will break if dropped from above a certain floor. Every egg will survive when dropped from every floor below the critical floor. Jade wants to steal the egg from the highest floor so it won't break when dropped using the least number of tests. As we've discussed, dropping a replica from each floor one by one, starting with the lowest one, is a good strategy, but Jade will probably get caught before she even establishes the floor. She can't use this strategy, but has 2 replicas, and she can take advantage of it. She can throw the first egg from the floors with a larger interval to narrow down the range of possible critical floors. As soon as the first replica breaks, the critical floor will be found from there down until the floor that was safe right before it. So, the second replica will help to find the particular floor in that range. Okay, but how do you do it? If the initial intervals are too large, then when the first replica breaks, there will be too big of a range to find the critical floor, and Jade will have to perform many tests with the second egg. So, smaller intervals are better, but not too small. Let's go every 10 floors. So, Jade will start throwing from the 10th floor, then 20th, 30th, and so on. Once it breaks, she'll use the second egg and will start dropping it from the lowest floor of that last range up. So, if the first egg smashed when falling from the 70th floor, with the second egg, she will test the floors from 61 to 69. This strategy will require 19 drops in the worst-case scenario when the first egg only smashed on the 10th floor, and then Jade used 9 more tries to investigate floors 91 through 99. But it's possible to do even better than 19. Let me show the idea to you on the example of a 10-story building. It's possible to investigate all 10 floors with just 4 drops of 2 eggs. If we divide it into sections like these, the first egg is dropped from the 4th, 7th, 9th, and the 10th floors. If it breaks when falling from the 4th floor, we'll need a maximum of 3 more drops to test floors 1, 2, and 3. If it survives the 4th floor and smashes on the 7th, then exactly 2 more drops are needed to test floors 5 and 6. If it smashes when dropped from the 9th floor, then the 4th try is used to test the 8th floor. All 4 tests will be needed if the egg test reaches the 10th floor. The same can be done with a taller building. We just need to think of the proper division of the 100-story building into sections, where no matter which floor is critical, it always takes a particular number of throws to find it. And yes, the number of throws should be less than 19. Each interval should be 1 floor less than the previous one, since that one will be the attempt to go to the higher interval. So, if the first interval is n, then the next interval of the floor will be n-1. The one after that is going to be n-2, and so on. The last interval, of course, will be 1. And the sum of those intervals should be 100, like the number of floors in the building, or a bit higher, in case it can't perfectly be divided. We can solve the equation by plugging every n starting with 1 until it becomes correct. And it becomes correct at step 14, when n is equal to 14. So this is our first drop, floor 14. Every next interval should be 1 floor less, so the next test floor is 14 plus 13. That's equal to 27. Then there's 39, 50, 60, 69, 77, 84, 90, 95, 99, 100. With this division, it'll take no more than 14 tests to find the eggs that survive the highest floor.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.